Okay, it's recording. All right. Okay. So, hey, Adriana. My name's Raymond, and just before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that I took a look at the biopsychosocial assessment that you
Hmm.
put in, and it was saying something about having a citation for public intoxication about a year ago. And I did see that you did go through probation for like 3 months, and you completed it successfully. So, congratulations on that. I'm sure that took a lot of determination.
Yeah, thanks.
Um, mhm. But at the same time, just because of the past, history with alcohol use, I just like to ask you a quick screening question just to get a sense of where you're at now. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the quick question is, so how many times in the past year have you had four or more drinks in one day?
In one day,
Mm-hmm.
um, mm, the past year, that's probably been a lot. Like
Okay.
on Saturdays, I tend to drink a little bit more with my friends.
Okay. So what if we were to think back to just this past month? How
This
many
month,
times? Yeah, how many times have you had over four drinks in a day?
um, maybe like four or so. Four, yeah.
Four days out of the week,
Not out of the week, out of like the whole month,
out of the
but
month.
in the
Okay.
week, probably like 2 days a week.
Okay. Okay.
Some weeks.
Okay. Okay. So just to let you know, that puts you at some risk for alcohol use issues. So if it's okay with you, just to get a little bit more information, I can give you a questionnaire. It only takes a
Okay.
couple of minutes, and you can fill it out, and then we'll look over the results together.
Okay,
Is that
sounds
okay?
good.
Okay. Here's a questionnaire.
Uh-huh. Thanks.
Yeah, and take your time.
Okay. Okay, I finished it.
You got it? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
take it back.
Mm.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this. Um, okay, okay, Gianna. So according to your answers on this questionnaire, you are in the harmful category.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if you could see that right there.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so you're that puts you in the top 15% of drinkers in the United States.
Oh wow.
Um, what comes up for you when you hear that number?
Um, I guess I'm a little surprised. I mean, I do know I drink kind of often, but
Mm-hmm.
everyone around me, drinks just as much. And um, I did cut back a little bit after that like citation, where I guess I don't drink in public as much. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
more drinking like at home. So I didn't really think, I thought more of the problems were like drinking out. Like when you're drinking
Mm-hmm.
at home, I thought it was different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like a little bit of shock almost at realizing that you're at such a high range, and compared to everybody else that you usually hang out with, your drinking seems pretty normal.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say I drink the most out of all my friends, or I don't know. We all pretty much drink about the same amount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's sort of that drinking pattern is normalized within your environment, and like you said, before you got in trouble for drinking in public, and now you're trying to limit it to more private use. Um, but at the same time, you are in this harmful category, and just because you're coming in with anxiety issues, I'm a bit concerned, just because alcohol use is associated with exacerbating mental health issues, anxiety
Oh,
being one of
really?
them. Hmm.
I thought alcohol like did the different, like the opposite effect, like you drink and then you feel a little bit more relaxed.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I can hear that. Part of the allure of alcohol is to maybe even lower some of that anxiety. But when you look at the long-term effects, there's some exacerbation of mental health issues like anxiety or depression, and also some health factors, health risk factors associated with it as well. Um, So, just tell me a little bit more about your alcohol use. What are some of the good things and bad things about using?
Sure. Well, now that like I've been sort of at home because of like COVID, it's really been a way that I can like connect with my friends even without being with them. Like we'll get
Mm,
on Zoom and we'll have like wine nights. And um, yeah, we'll do that like on Thursday nights or something because that's when we used to go out to the bars because like Thursday nights are girls' nights.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um, and then I'll also like drink on the weekends, like Saturday typically with my roommates. But what I like about it, I mean, it does help me feel like more relaxed, and it's like a nice way to like decompress from the week or like the day. If I've had a hard day, I'll drink a few glasses of wine at night.
mm-hmm.
Um, and it also makes me a little bit more fun, so I can be a little bit more of like the life of the party
Okay,
when I'm drinking.
okay. Um, so on one hand, right, especially during COVID, there's sort of a sense of isolation, and the alcohol helps you with the connection to your friends and some bonding, and like you said, it also, livens you up, right? More
Yeah.
spontaneity, and you feel more, at home in your body. Um, and what about some of the bad things?
Um, well, on the weekdays, if I drink, then like waking up in the morning is a little hard. I'll sometimes have like a headache waking up.
Okay.
Um, but then I'll just drink like a Tylenol and push through. Sometimes I can move my morning meetings a little later. Um, but yeah, I guess it's like depending on how much I drink on the weekday, it like
Hmm.
affects me in the morning.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I hear you saying that, especially during the weekdays, if you're drinking, you're waking up with a hangover, and that affects,
Yeah.
some of your work productivity and pushing back meetings and things of that sort. Um,
And I mean, also now I'm not like really drinking in public. Well, one because of COVID, but also because of like that public citation. So
sure, sure.
I guess that was a negative, that thing that happened like a year ago. So,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that whole mess in the past. Um, is there any other, negative things that may be coming up in the present other than the hangovers in the morning?
um, well, if I'm drinking with my roommates, sometimes like we'll have a little bit more arguments or like disagreements like the next
Mm,
day because we're all hungover.
mm,
Um, so yeah, we just get a little bit more frustrated with each other. So,
okay, okay.
and especially since we've all been home, I think we're all getting like antsy and sick of each other. So we've been, I guess, arguing more than we used to.
Mm, mhm. Okay, yeah. So I hear that, the alcohol use is also impacting your relationship with your friends a bit. More fighting, increased frustration. Um, so on one side, it's like, the alcohol is helping you to connect with your friends in a way, but on the other hand, it's putting a strain on your relationships with them.
Yeah, yeah. Like with one roommate in particular, because she doesn't really drink, but she like loves to put music on in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I've been drinking the night before, like that music is just so bothersome. And so we've been really like having a lot of arguments and like frustrations. Like I'm not really talking to her too much.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
I mean, she
Yeah.
should kind of know, like if we were drinking before, like don't put music on in the morning kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So some of that alcohol use is exacerbating some of the tension with your roommate, especially with the music situation. Um, no, so now that we've talked about, a bit of the negatives and some positives as well. Um, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being extremely ready, like you're ready to stop drinking completely, and 0 being there's no way I'll even consider it. Um, where would you fall on that scale in terms of taking a step to do something about your drinking?
Um, I mean, I don't really want to stop drinking,
Mm-hmm.
um, but maybe I'd say out of four.
Out of four? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So there's some motivation there. What would you say, or why'd you pick a four instead of a two?
Um, I think because like the weekdays are getting a little hard. Um, and like my boss has mentioned, hey, don't move so many meetings around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess, yeah, and I'm kind of sick of getting headaches all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Um,
so those headaches are starting to
so
weigh
yeah, I
on you.
guess like the weekday stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So the
Hmm.
headaches are starting to weigh on you, and you're starting to have a bit more issues with your boss. Um, okay. So this is kind of a silly name, but we have this thing called menu of options where
Hmm.
we sort of write down different ideas of ways that we can take a step in the direction of maybe cutting back drinking or doing something about the drinking. And what that looks like is I'll write down an idea, and then you give me an idea, and I'll write that down too, and we'll come up with a quick little list, and then maybe pick one that fits the best for you, right?
Okay.
Is that something you'd be willing to do?
Yeah, that
Uh,
sounds good.
okay. So I guess I can go first, and I'll put down one of the things that people that want some support with cutting down drinking do is go to AA meetings. So I can put down maybe going to just one AA meeting. Um, what's an idea that you have?
Um, Maybe limiting the amount of glasses that I have.
Okay, so limiting drinking. Um, then I guess just another option would be to just cut it out completely. Um, so I'll put that as an option. And can you think of one more, maybe?
Um, Maybe only drinking on the weekends.
Okay, okay. Only drinking on the weekends. Okay, and that seems to be part of limiting drinking.
Okay.
Um,
So did you want another idea or?
no, that's okay. I think we can work with that.
Okay.
Um, so what I have written down here is going to an AA meeting, cutting out drinking completely, or limiting drinking to only the weekend. Do any of those sound like something you might be willing to do?
Well, I've already been to AA meetings
Mm-hmm.
um, because of my probation, but that's not really something that I feel like I need now because,
Okay.
like, again, I didn't really have a problem with that whole year probation thing.
Sure.
Um, but maybe the weekend thing, um, like only drinking on the weekends, that
Okay.
sounds something that's manageable.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about a way to keep you accountable for that plan. So like, is there anybody you can involve in this that might help you keep on track, or maybe anything you can do that would help you stay out of the situation where you would drink?
Hmm. Um, I could talk to my other roommate, the one that I'm not having issues with.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, her and I are really close. And so we could maybe do it together. We have been talking about like wanting to get back into like being healthier.
Mm, okay.
Um, so maybe her and I could like do it together.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like you have a strong relationship with that roommate, and something you both have been wanting to do is to get healthier together, right?
Mm.
And part of that is cutting back on the alcohol use on the weekends, like you said. Okay. So just kind of just revisiting, that scale um, from 0 to 10. 10 being like I'm talking to my roommate right now, and zero being like, I'm gonna forget about this, you know, the minute that we stop talking. Where are you at in terms of following through with that plan?
Um, Probably like at a 7 or
Okay,
so. Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it sounds like you know, your motivation is pretty high to follow through with that goal. Okay,
Yeah, she's easy to talk to, and this is something that we've been kind of talking about for a while but have just like been putting off. So,
okay, okay. Well, you know, again, I just want to highlight the fact that it's not easy to come in and talk with someone about alcohol use. You know, there's sometimes shame around it. So I appreciate the fact that you sat here with me and were honest about the use. And, you know, it takes courage to, you know, cut back on use, right? And take that first step. So um, if it's okay with you, I can check back with you in a week to see how things are going.
yeah, that works.
That works?
Hmm.
Okay. All right, Adriana. Well, good luck. And I'll see you in a week, all right?
All right, thanks.